government, in spite of the independence, to also see the interdependence of them, because they are all providing services.
Yeah.
The executive cannot perform its work if the judiciary is not working. You see, if the judiciary is not working, it actually affects the executive. See, when you are talking about the criminals, and if these criminals are arrested, and then they are taken to court, and then they are released, of course, they become a drag on society. You've got, how many cases have we had? A criminal who was killed or who was threatened to kill. I think it just happened last week. Is taken to court, is being given bail. He comes out and goes and kills his mother. See, so something is wrong somewhere, which must be addressed. The same thing with the legislature. If Parliament is the one that passes the laws, the executive implements the laws which Parliament has passed. They use those laws to govern the country. Then the judiciary interprets the laws and to see that the laws are being implemented, they're not being violated. But if the legislature makes wrong laws, then the executive also work is affected. So there must always be a kind of cooperation. I think people are pushing this word so-called independence too far, as if they are in different countries. Then you've got, like, for example, independent, we've got these commissions that we set up in the Constitution, that each one of them is now dependent on its own. You cannot interfere with what they're doing. They are protected by the Constitution, even if they're not doing their work, or even they're doing it wrongly, that there's nothing you can do about it. I don't think that is what is intended in the Constitution. You see, there's independence and there's also interdependence, generally. So, like when you talk about the criminal justice system, you've got the investigative arms of government. Then you've got the procedural arm of government, the DPP. Then you've got the judiciary. You see? So sometimes you find the police themselves collude to shield criminals. But sometimes the police have done their work. The DCI has done its work and has gotten sufficient evidence. The DPP refuses or says this evidence is not sufficient. And it's discretionary on him. He refuses to prosecute. Or then it agrees to prosecute, takes to court, then the courts themselves are compromised. And you know that courts sometimes are compromised. So a court that is compromised, in my view, is worse than the criminals, because it protects the criminals. Okay, but then this is a conversation I've had when I was a prime minister before with the then Chief Justice when we were having those problems. But that was, of course, the situation prior to the new constitution. Okay, so my view is that yes, independence is there, but there's also interdependence of these arms of government, because ultimately you want the delivery of services to the people to be done efficiently.
Okay. Well, Honorable Martha, I'm sure there's a lot of uncertainty to this role because you'll be the deputy president and there's also this additional role. And according to Article 147(4) of the Constitution, you cannot hold two offices. So maybe if you just respond to the same and clarify what this would mean as a member of the executive overseeing certain arms of